Hello, today we are going to talk about KDE applications that exist in a compiled form, so ready to install on the macOS operating system. So this is macOS Big Sur 11 for AMD 64. I've searched on Google KDE org macOS, and there's two pages, one on the wiki where it says that several applications can be downloaded as bundles for macOS: Digicam, K10, Kwrite, Krita, Marble, KMyMoney, and LabPlot. And the other one is apps.kde.org/platform/macOS, which says that in addition to Krita, there's also RKWord available for macOS. So let's try to install all of these applications, and we'll see if these applications support AMD 64, if they support this version of macOS operating system, etc. So Digicam first, macOS, self-contained package, requires at least macOS 10.11. We're on Big Sur Intel 11.0. Okay, from July this year. So there's PKG files for macOS, not DMG. That's okay. So this one would be macOS AMD 64 non-debug PKG. Okay, save into downloads. Open in Finder. This is Digicam. Cannot be opened because it is from an unidentified developer. So probably it's not digitally signed, so notarized. Let me see what's the workaround for that. Okay, so I found some steps. Let's see if they work okay. So it says that at first you want to get into the dialog where it says that it can be open, which we did. So either it's a PKG file or a DMG file. You act on it such that you get the message box. So I double clicked and I got to this message box. The next step is to go to the system preferences. Security and privacy. Unlock. And then it says that recently I tried to install an application in Digicam macOS x86-64.pkg was blocked from use because it is not from an identified developer. Okay, so there I have a button to open anyway. And now the message box is different, so it's probably the same text as before in the message box, but I only had the button cancel. Now I also have the button open. Okay, so being a PKG, it's a installer wizard. And what I can do is allow a third option in the System Preferences, Security and Privacy General tab in Allow Apps Downloaded From. There's just two possibilities, just two radio buttons, App Store and identify developers. So this means applications that do not come from App Store, which is what we did. We used the web browser and downloaded a PKG file. And then there's a third option here, which is currently hidden, which says any type of application, not just from the Mac App Store, not from identified developers, but also just downloaded from the internet and not correctly digitally signed. So let's actually do that. So that means in the terminal I need to run sudo spctl, which is probably the System Preferences command line interface, and master -disable. Okay, so let's see. This is the DigiCam PKG installer. It's a wizard. Welcome text, license text. I agree. I have enough space available. Super user password. Password of the current user, but this user can use sudo. Okay. Thank you for installing. So this is the final page summary of the installer. Okay, do you want to move the DigiCam installer to the trash? Let me keep it. Okay, let's see if DigiCam appears in the list of applications, wrong button, which is this thing. digicam.org, it's a directory. And there's show photo application and the DigiCam application. Welcome next. Users, administrator pictures. SQLite or MySQL. Write ahead log. Raw images. I don't really want to do much with the application, so I'm just going to go next, next, next. Minimal setup is done. Splash screen. Download required files. The files will be downloaded in my home directory /library/application support /digicam/faces engine. 400 megabytes. Shape predictor.dat from mirrors. YOLO 3.weights. I could have not downloaded any of these additional Faces Engine files by checking the checkbox disable Face Engine feature and don't ask again. So it says that it downloaded for files out of 7. And download speed is 2 megabytes per second. Maybe less. Okay, so while that is doing, let's go to the next application. So we have Kate and Kwrite. macOS, release installer. All files were downloaded successfully. Okay, there was a painting issue there with the OK button. This is the main application of Digicam. This is the main menu. Let's look at help. Digicam, about Digicam. It shows the icon correctly in the top left corner. In here it also shows correctly the icon, the globe icon. So more thought and work was put into the installer of Digicam than in some of the applications that you can build using KDE Craft for macOS. Okay, let's see if the buttons actually work. LinkedIn. Okay. Okay. We can scroll. We have two buttons, one for sending email, the other for looking at the web page. It's strange that every author has a page and they're all LinkedIn. Okay. What else? Settings. It also has correct icons in the left-hand side. Okay, so the application looks very okay for KDE application on macOS. This is the main menu shown as. So this is the a main toolbar button that shows the main menu of the Digicam application. But it's not in macOS mode, it's in the default mode because it has under help about Digicam, which about Digicam has moved under Digicam in the main menu, which is particularized for macOS. This thing. And also the capitalization is different. So about Digicam, it's about, and then this thing is what's actually shown in the main menu, which is wrong capitalization because you can see in here it's with an uppercase K in the tool bar button that shows the menu. So it's about DigiCam with an uppercase K, whereas in the macOS main menu, it's with a lowercase k. Okay, so report bug, online handbook, contribute. The rest are the same. So it says that it does not contain the handbook, but I can read it online. Let's see what that thing is. So this looks like read the docs or something similar. Read the docs, yes. Okay, and then there's some interesting web browser to show the menu, the DigiCam handbook, so the manual, product manual, instead of actually opening an existing web browser that's installed on macOS. And then there's a button which actually opens the URL in the default web browser, which is still Safari in my case. Okay, it says docs.digicam.org, and then translated in various languages, and then if it's dark mode or not. Okay, and the home button brings you back to the entry point, the start URL. DigiCam on macOS non-signed package. It's difficult to provide a binary compatibility with older versions. And here it says how you can work around the fact that the package is not digitally signed, which is exactly what we did. Everything looks really, really great about DigiCam on macOS. Let's go to the next application. So this is Kate and KWrite for macOS. Let's look at the latest and greatest. Do we maximize this thing? This is the full screen. Last build 19 hours ago. So we have a DMG, so not a PKG, a installer wizard, but a DMG, a image file. So let's download this. (102 megabytes). Let's exit full screen. And back to the downloads directory, opened in the default file manager in macOS, which is Finder, which is also the graphical user interface macOS shell. So KDMG, double click. It says that I should drag it towards the application directory. Progress. So the download was 100 megabytes, but then uncompressed is 300 megabytes. Okay. Let's go back to where we were. So applications, and we have Kate in here. Doesn't say anything about KeyWrite. Okay, let's open Kate. The same dance says cannot be verified because it's not digitally signed. Back to the system preferences, security and privacy. I need to press OK first. Open anyway is available. I don't need to go click the lock. Okay, now I have the button open. This is the welcome page. Let's hide it. So Kate preferences, search for welcome, show welcome. Let's see if file save as works. Downloads. Or do we do a list? Okay. So syntax highlighting works. Everything seems to work okay. We also have a terminal. It looks really great. Let's see if we can open a file in Kate. I don't know how to do that. So save, Finder, downloads, allocate, open with, other, all applications, Kate, always open with Kate. So it says that Kate has not registered with the macOS operating system and notify the operating system that Kate can handle the MIME type MD markdown. Okay, so it's correct. So now if I just double click on MD, the MD file, it's going to open with Kate. And it remembered the tool windows that I have opened the last time. Okay, so this seems to be successful. What else? Vita. macOS installer. So it's a DMG. Post download page. I'm not sure what this thing is. because I asked for all download versions. Okay, system requirements. macOS 10.13, so we're on macOS 11, Big Sur. It doesn't say what architecture, CPU architecture, but I'm going to guess just AMD 64 is supported for macOS. Apple Silicon is not. Okay, so it finished downloading. So this is Krita DMG. Double click on it. So I should drag Krita towards the applications directory. Progress message box. 808 megabytes. And now it's done. Hopefully. Let's go to the applications and find Krita there. The letter K. Double click. So this progress dialog seems to be model on top of all of the windows that already exist on the macOS desktop. So it's system model. Krita is an app from the internet, and it's digitally signed. Okay, open. This is the splash screen. Adding resource type. So it does a bit of creating settings and configurations when you start it the first time. So it's in dark mode. New file. Predefined A4. Landscape. Create. Let's write some text. Well, I don't know how to use it. So this is the way you create a ellipsis, but how do you write text? You need to select the text box. American typewriter. So I don't really recognize the font names in here. I can see Arial black. Comic Sans. So they have the minimum core Microsoft fonts. Courier New. Strange how their rendered on top of each other. This row is rendered on top of this row. Let's go impact to be more impactful. The black on gray is not that great. Let's select red. Okay, how do we increase the font size? Let's put a new line in here. The distance between the close and save button changes. The preview doesn't look that great, but then the end result looks okay. Whereas fonts are rendered. So here the E overlaps the H. And it generates SVG source code, which is similar to XML. Okay, great. Let's save this thing. I'll save as. Downloads. So this is the native file type, which supports sessions and layers and everything else, all of the features of the application Krita. And then how do we export this thing? Let's also save it as PNG. Okay. Let's keep the defaults. Let's see the created file. So Finder, Downloads, and hellokrita.png. Opens in the application preview, which is a image viewer, and it's actually very great. Totally looks okay. Okay, let's look a bit at the menu items. This thing, Krita, help. There's an About KDE item. The icon appears in the top left corner. Themes. What's this? Themes. Krita Dark is the default theme. Dark orange. Okay, let's see if the manual is online. It is. And still in Read the Docs. Or in something that resembles Read the Docs. Says it's Sphinx, but it uses a theme like read the docs. So there's a ton of documentation on docs.krita.org/en/reference manual. Okay, so we did digicam Kate Krita. Now to Marble Virtual Globe. This URL does not actually work, and I cannot find any download for macOS for Marble. There's links in here for Binary Factory and for Marble Nightly, but this is for Win64, so for Windows. And in here is the list of all of the Jenkins jobs. This is what's available for macOS. Archivord, Drupal, Aperuse, Ocular, Octeta, MioChat, Menuet, Laplot, K, Turtle, K, Word Quiz, K, Time Tracker, K, System Lock, K, Stars, Conversation Console, Color Paint, K, My Money, K, Plot, Kyle, KIG, K, ID3, K, Geography, K, Div3, K, Develop, K, DN Life, K, DA Connect, ISO Image Writer, K, Brew, Kate, K, Algebra, K, Done, Firelight, Elisa, Dolphin Cantor, Rigra Plan, Archimia. So I cannot find Marble. And there's live data about BuildQ. Okay, so let's skip over Marble and go to Key My Money. There's macOS stable version. I'm not using Homebrew. I'm not building from source using KDE Craft. I'm not using Mac ports. I just want pre-built DMG or PKG files. So let's go there. There's this macOS CLang x86-64 DMG. I just downloaded. I went to the downloads directory. I opened it and it says that can't be opened because it's not digitally signed. Back to the security and privacy system preferences page. Open anyway. Verifying Key My Money. So this is a DMG. Let's close some of the applications. Quit. Still remains in here. Okay. Let's remove from dock. Okay. Key My Money can be opened. Open. Welcome. So first run wizard. Next. Name. $. Yep. Name of the account. Supports multiple storages, XML or SQL. Let's go for XML for now, which is the default. Let's save in downloads. Okay, what file type? This thing probably. Okay. So icons work okay in the main toolbar. In this sidebar. I'm not sure what this grayish color is. It does not respect the macOS theme. It's way too dark. So there's file close and quit. About key my money. So it uses the macOS theme and the macOS color theme. Documentation goes to docs.kde.org. Help acknowledgements. Where am the wrong main menu? So I need to select Key My Money. And now the main menu is from Key My Money. About KDE. This looks okay. Key My Money, about Key My Money. So this is the mail application, quit. So it looks okay. Let's go configure toolbars. Let's hide the new and open buttons. And it works okay. Calculator. What does it do? It opens the macOS calculator application. Probably. Okay, let's quit. Don't keep any of these in the dock. So that was Key My Money. Next, I've downloaded LabPlot. So this is LabPlot, macOS, and the DMG can be downloaded from here. Okay, I need to drag on top of the applications. Okay, so these are all of the applications from the KDE community that are available for macOS and are documented in this wiki page, so community.kde.org/mac. But then the most comprehensive list is this one, binary-factory.kde.org/view/macOS. Okay, where was I? Okay, this does not say anything, so probably it was installed correct. LabPlot, this icon. Cannot be opened because it's from an unidentified developer. Okay, open anyway. Open. Splash screen. And then is this. LabPlot2. Wrong text in the dock for tool windows. So this is from the accelerator, this ampersand. So it should be just project and the ampersand should be hidden. And then tool window docs don't really have accelerators. I've seen this problem before. Okay. Lab plot. No idea how to use it. Configure keyboard shortcuts. I have seen this dialog before. The handbook is online. Back to Safari. About KDE. Looks okay. Report a bug. Submit bug report. Report a bug should just open a web page, should not do this thing. Maybe it's an old version of labplot and the KDE framework libraries. Labplot would like to record this computer screen. So if I go Shift F11, what's this? I need to record the screen. Hopefully not. Okay, so the application looks okay. The themes look okay. Open an example. Current project, save it, do not save. So the same bug with all of the dockable tool windows with this extra ampersand visible and character. Okay, looks okay. Next one. Let's look at preferences. So the settings window looks the way I would expect it to look like. Do not save. How can I close this thing? Okay, back to Firefox. So we did this list of applications. Then in apps.kde.org/platform/macOS says about RK-Word at other platforms. There's a macOS release SDMG from last year, more than 1 year ago. Okay, where are the downloads? RK-Word DMG. Drag and drop. Okay, the application was installed. R keyword, letter R. This thing. Verifying. Okay. Needs to be updated. Okay, back to the system preferences, security and privacy. Open anyway. Open. Fail to detect an R installation. Either R is not installed. How do we do that? macOS R. Binary for macOS 11 and higher. Signed and notarized. For Apple Silicon and for AMD 64. Okay, so it's really good that my operating system is at least macOS Big Sur 11. For now, I didn't have any DMG or PKG file not run on my operating system because the macOS version is too old. So rpkg uninstaller wizard signed. So I'm on Intel and macOS Big Sur. Agree. Close. Keep. And back to RKWord. This thing. And now it doesn't complain about the R installation missing and says R backend has started. Next to continue. So R keyword Kate R2HTML was not found. Next. Install kbibtext. Next. Finish. Select the CRAN mirrors. Don't they have a default one? Okay, so R markdown. Can we select by sort by status? And we can. And then R2HTML. apply. So it says that it tries to install macOS Big Sur contrib packages, could not find them on the URL files.kde.org, and then it tried one of the mirrors. So it's actually a mirror for CARN. And it could find them on ftp.osuosl.org. Okay, and it needs to install how many packages? All of these. It replaced my selection, and instead of writing at the end, it wrote wherever I had the selection. So this should not be, should be read-only but selectable. Okay. So success installing our packages. Everything seems to be okay. File new dataset. Okay. Next, report a bug. Looks similar. Says that we should use bugs.kde.org, create an account. And it takes you to the correct place, hopefully not. Okay. Next. Help on R. Index.html. R keyword. Help. So look like man pages. What can we do? R keyword about. Icons missing everywhere. Not everywhere. In here they work, but the up icon is not shown in here at the left of the R keyword title. And also the mail icon, I cannot see it. Maybe it should have been shown here. Okay, where is about KDE? not sure. Preferences settings. This theme is the default one from KDE. So it's not the macOS theme. There's very similar settings to Kate, bracket auto completion, these auto completions. So they probably use K text editor, KDE framework. Okay, so this thing looks really good. Discard all. Okay. And the only remaining ones, applications from the KDE community which are pre-built, are the ones in this list. Let's see FileLight. FileLight DMG. Not FileLight, but KDE. FileLight. This one. Okay. 23.08.1, which is the latest release of KDE Gear. Highlight DMG. So many KDE applications do compile correctly for macOS. Most of their functionality does work correctly for macOS, but then there's roughness around the edges. There's less manual testing being done. There's icons missing. There's some applications that, although can be compiled correctly on macOS and work correctly on macOS, there are no DMG or PKG binary files already available. So you need to use KDE Craft in order to build from source that KDE application. And then all of the particularizations inside of your source code or inside of your packaging in order for the application to work correctly on macOS is maybe not there for many KDE applications, such as showing the correct icons in the settings dialog or in the about dialogues. Okay, so where are the applications listing? FileLight letter F. Can't be opened, settings. To press OK first, open anyway. Let's close this thing. Open. Scan the home folder. So I have files inside the downloads directory, many DMG, PKG, etc. files. And then inside Craftroot, where I built some KDE applications, and that included downloading and installing pre-built files for KDE Frameworks version 5 and other third-party libraries. Where was that view? So this is Kirigami. Looks like Kirigami. I'm not sure if the handbook works. Settings. Home. Where is home? So this is the multi-column view of the file manager, file open dialog. Okay, there's no apply OK button. How do we close this dialog then? Escape. Yes, the escape key on the keyboard works. So overview, scan home folder, rescan. So it should not show craft root because it's excluded. Okay, so this is probably the Kirigami toolbar, main toolbar, which does not look great. Main menu, about FileLight, preferences, and open handbook does not work. About KDE is missing, or this is about KDE. The URL is wrong, but it gets redirected to the correct page. So this is the correct thing, to go to bugs.kde.org, but with the correct URL where it says product ID FileLight. The icons are shown in here. Okay, it's interesting. So it's probably the first Kirigami application that I have encountered on macOS. Let's see if that's the case. KDE invent. What was the name of the application? FileLight. So it's indeed a Kirigami thing. Okay. What about this directory? Okay, let's do one more application and then that's it. So the macOS place. This thing. So there's Kate release, Kate nightly, and let's go KDiff3. DMG, save. KDiff3. They're sorted by date edit, which is correct. Drag. Applications, KDiff3, letter K. This thing. Not digitally signed. Okay. Open anyway. Open. Okay. So it looks as it should. There's an about KDE. The handbook is online.